I'm waiting for my segment with Craft Round the Clock. And it's kind of, I got all the light. I look kind of, well, dark. So how are you all today? I can't talk. I'm going to get you positioned in my camera, and we'll start drawing. I wanted to kind of wait till Tracy came on to say good morning in person. And I think that's she right there. Good morning. Good morning, Tracy. How are you doing, doll? I hope you are well. I've been enjoying all of your crafting. I've really enjoyed it. Okay, I'm going to put y'all in. Hello, Carol Ann. How are you doing today? Good to see you. Okay, I'm going to flip you around. This is Chloe. I don't want to turn off my... There we go. I want y'all to be able to see what I'm doing and see your comments. I may have to move it around. All right. This is Chloe right here. And you can see that she is very pale. She's, let's see, she's white, gray, a little brown in there. And if y'all have not seen the other two that I'm working on, this is a 3-dog memorial portrait. One of my friends just had such a hard time past several months. She lost 3 fur babies, and this Chloe is the 3rd one here. But anyway, I was hoping I could move. I should have moved this one over to here, but closer, I mean. Hello, Cynthia. How are you doing? But anyway, this one's name is Harley, and this one's name is Olive. And she was black. So I had to put a lot of, hello, dear. Kimberly, how are you doing today? Thank you for joining. This one is going to be Chloe. And like I say, Chloe is very light. So what I'm going to have to do is, it's devastating when we lose our friends. It's just devastating. And I'm always looking for my little cat, Sassy. I miss her so much. I had her for 15 years, and I did a portrait of her. All right, now, what we're going to do today, and I may have to move this around. Now, this is pastels on a product or a paper called the Pastel Mats. And what that does, it helps grab the pastel and you can lay layers on top of it. And I just had a fit whenever I saw this for the first time, because I'm like, oh, you know, it's like, where have you been all my life? It was one of those moments. And this paper is called glashing. And what it does, you lay it over, you know, an area you don't want to get dirty, or you've already done an area and you don't want to mess it up. And you also cover your piece whenever you go to deliver it. You put a piece of this over that and put it in a sleeve. Tell me what y'all been up to today. I've been watching Craft Around the Clock. Yvonne's thing was cute. Alright, now we're going to just ease on over here to this ear. And alright. You're going to be like that, are you? Okay. I got to go to Hobby Lobby. I don't know when I was in Hobby Lobby last. It was like going home. It was like getting to go home. I just stood there and breathed in the air. Hello. Hello there. And, all right, so this paper has a texture to it, and it's lovely. And I just kind of smooth out, because you want to put a base layer down first. Then you can anticipate or then plan on doing, oh, Cindy, how are you doing? Miss Cindy Clark, it's good to see you today. Anyway, I'm putting a base layer down because she's not, whenever you look at something that's white, it's not white. There are shadows. There are different colors of light gray. Zimmy, hey, how are you doing? Thank you for coming on. Y'all, if you see my crafting sisters on here and you have not followed them, Zimmy Simple Designs. Who else is it? Ocean Bree and me. Hello, Sweet Mary. And then Sweetie's Creations and Decor. Who else is it? Craft Crazy Company. All my sisters have come to support me. This is the best group ever. Hello, Miss Mary. How are you doing? All right. All right, so we're laying down a base coat for the ear. I'm trying to cover or follow my I lose my track of thought. I am over 65. Ha ha ha. All right. And so I'm going to do that. And I have to follow my reference photo. Thank you, Mary, for sprinkling. God bless you. You're just the best. The absolute most generous and the best. All right, now I put that down. I used this color to do that, but I used that color to go underneath and on top to, I don't know, dim it a little bit. Y'all, is my camera staying focused on my piece? I don't want a lot of jumping back and forth. So today I thought, well, I'll go ahead and work on the eye. Now, I know y'all are going to think I'm crazy. Where are my glasses? I bring them in here and then I forget to put them on. All right. In in real life, things are not always as they seem, like referencing a statement that I made prior. You may think an animal or somebody in a photograph or in real life, you may think, oh, they're all white, but that's not really the case. There's purples and pinks and blues and grays and browns all in that white fur. And that gives them, if you're doing a painting, that gives them life. Oh, it's just, oh my goodness, I love that part, to bring them to life. To do a three-dimensional thing, create a three-dimensional surface on a flat plane, your paper being the flat plane. All right, so I go in here and we're going to do the eye. We're going to lay down color on the eye. Now, for those of you that are coming on that do not know me or will see this film later, I'm known for my watercolors, but then I added on to that sublimation. I make greeting cards. I also create my own design. I do greeting cards. I do sublimations on pillows, tea towels, cups, t-shirts, all the things. Love it. Just love it. I like to paint chairs, which y'all have seen me do that before. All right, let's start laying in some more color. Now, around the eye, you're going to have some skin tone showing. Pink. All right. And I'm laying in some streaks here, hair-like. This is a cool gray. Now, in this particular dog, I noticed that she has warm grays and cool grays in her coat. And I'm like, oh. So, whenever you're doing something, if, you have to remember, hey, if I'm going to use this paint, is this a cool tone or a warm tone? Okay. And also, I laid out my colors so that, now this is just straight out black. But what I'm doing is I'm laying in background color. Because once you put you work from background to foreground. This is the corner of her eye. Alright. And I've already put a white background over all of this. We really want to... Alright, now I'm going to spread that out a bit, because underneath these little random hairs, the background is gray. We can always go back and add more details. Back to front, light to dark. All right. Now here we go. To keep a point on your pencil, it's good to rotate it as you're drawing so that it doesn't get too blunt. But see, I forget to do that, and mine is blunt. All right. And remember, dark recedes, light advances. If you've ever took a drawing class, you know this already. It helps to give your paintings life. For my pastels, I had to buy, or I made myself. Good morning. How are you doing, Miss Sheila? Thank you so much for that. That was very sweet. All right. Now, we're going to go in here. And I'm supposed to have a special holder for this thing. It's black as it can be. It's the blackest you can get. And the reason I want that, I guess her eyes are so black. Okay, here we go. I think I see a little gold in there. So I'm not going to make it black all the way. I'm really looking at my reference photo. Okay. It's black up in here. And just in a little bit, she'll come to life. When you get that, the eyes in and that nose done, oh my stars, it's wonderful. All right, now we have these things called stumps, and they're just pieces of paper somehow made into the stick. And this helps to smooth out tiny areas once you put the pastel down. Our fingers are just not the right solution for that. All right, y'all see an eye? I'm excited. Now, I see a little bit of gold in her eye. So, if that's the case, then we put a little gold here. And I may do a little bit of brown. And mix the color together. Because when you marry colors like that, it creates a whole new look. Thank you, Sheila. I appreciate it. All right, now, here we go. But maybe I don't want it to be so dark. What should I do? So, it's one of my students. I also teach. All right. I teach kids from 5 to beyond 75. I have, I think, a 77-year-old student. We have the best time. Okay, now, what I'm going to do, and to sharpen your tips, you use one of these sandpaper blocks. Fantastic. You can also sharpen your paper stumps on them. I mean, and you can pick up that graphite that you rubbed off and use it, you know, with your stump. You can pick it up with your stump or a brush. And I had to sharpen this just a wee bit because of this. And then, all right, and we're going down here, and all this is black. I don't want that to sprinkle. That's why you have the paper right there, so you can keep the surface that is not painted clean. Okay. As I come up here, really watching my reference photo. I do not want to stray from that. I had a professor once say, draw what you see, not what you think you see. So I'm always after my students to do that. Okay. I'm taking my stump again, and I am just gently pulling that out. Gently, gently. All right. If you want it to remain just a line like that, leave it alone. Then I take it, and I'm taking advantage of the graphite. Let me show you. All right. When I sharpen that black, there's a pile of product there that you can still use. So I am going to roll it around like that, because you paid for that. You need to use it. All right. And we're just going to put a little gray in here to give. All right, at the edge of her eye, it turns down. Okay. Now, I'm going to go back in, and we're always flipping and flopping here. That's why I have my colors right beside me, so that I have them within reach. All right, you notice that it's all black in here, so I've got to get a sharper tip on this. I switched back to my pencil. All right, hang on, I got to sharpen it. Now, with this, these are Stabilo pencils. They're pastel pencils. Carbothello. Carbothello. Stabilo pencils, and they have a, excuse this momentary setback. And another thing, if you drop your pencils, they'll break all within the pencil. So you never know. See, this one that I'm using is not gonna come back. Oh no. Here we go. Maybe it will. I've dropped it a few times. I'm still sharpening. Y'all bear with me. I hope this will do right. It's almost there. Okay. So, and yeah, don't worry, I have like 10 more of black. Bessie has come to join me. That is my Australian Shepherd. She's burning up. Our neighbor has a pasture next to our house. She loves to chase those cows. I don't love it when she chases those cows, but she does. All right, and this goes black right here. All right, let's put a little bit more color in there. I want it to be gold, but I want to all right, we're going to do that just a little bit. I want it to be lighter. So what I'm going to do, I hope this idea works. It may not work, but we're going to try it. Look at that. It did work. Look at that. That's amazing how that works. And the two colors blended together nicely. Who would have thought you could use a bright yellow like that to really make that gold jump out? It is amazing. All right, now your white highlights. That is the, well, that pencil won't do anymore. I dropped it. Ah, terrible, terrible, terrible. Lisa. All right, you take this, your white pencil, big white dot. Now, whenever you are doing highlights in the eyes, again, refer to your reference photo. You really want to do that. Okay. We're going to make the hair above the eye now. This is a darker value of gray. What? Why am I drawing? See? Summer. All right. Now. Okay. So I'm going to put some darker in here. These are hair-like strokes, and I really don't want to mess with them. And I'm going to put my warmer gray in here because I feel like it's warmer gray here with a touch of pink in it. It's so warm. But I also am going to put some pink in it because this is around the eye area. The eye makes it. It really does. All right, we're going to drag these colors, excuse me, this gray around here just a little bit. But then it goes back to the cool tone, just like that. And it creates something different, a different look. Here we go. Now, we're going to put some copper up here, for lack of a better word, terracotta, something. I've already put white underneath it, but it's just slightly, just barely there. And I'm going to take this color and kind of blend that in just a little bit. I don't want to do a lot because I don't want that color to be dominant at all. So I'm going to take a lighter shade and do that. And now I'm going to go back over it with white. It takes me days, just days. Oh, Jeannie's palette, hi, how are you? And Teresa, thank you for coming on. I haven't been paying attention to my comment. All right, see, and look at that white. It blends that down so that it's not dominant. She's very, very pale, but it is a differentiation. And I'm going to add hair-like strokes in here for texture. Okay. Then I'm going to put another. Another thing, whenever you go to work on your project, no matter what it is, make sure your hands are clean. All right. That's one thing that can really make you have a bad day. If your hands are not clean, you can touch something which you did not mean to touch and ruin your project, or take you several minutes to fix your mistake. We all would like to not have to fix mistakes. All right, here I'm laying down more color. I can save my pencil because I have a larger, where's my white? Oh my goodness, I had a big stick of white here. But anyway, you can buy pastel in these big sticks. And I bought Rembrandt. And I have the white here somewhere, but where is it now? Who would know? But anyway, you can save your pencils by using the bigger sticks. That helps. All right. And I'm just going all over. And then I'm going to smooth. And this gives, see, the paper is gray, and I'm using that color, or value rather, of that gray to help me with my portrait. I have used a lot of white, but I do like the grays. They have, in the pastel matte, they have light grays, dark grays, maroon. They even have black. It's amazing. But in this particular memorial portrait, since I had 3, the ones that come in pads weren't large enough. So I had to order a big sheet. And when it came in, my husband was like, "What is that?" But, you know, just one sheet, $50 for one sheet. Now that included shipping. But still. All right. Because it was paper, honey. You have to have paper. All right. I'm going back in here deliberately adding more strokes. Now, I'm going to take this light gray and I'm going back in there and adding strokes to it. Another thing about what I do is that I'm really, really on it about the aware of the highlights and the shadows. If you are doing any type of painting and, you know, it's not going to be, let's see, what am I trying to say? any type of painting, be aware of your highlights and your shadows. Okay, I need to go back in and make this white because your hairs are white. And in with the black, it really makes a statement. It adds interest. Okay. Now, I got that. Okay, it's a little darker in here. It's almost like eyelashes. Or just hairs, so to speak. Beautiful eyes. Beautiful. Okay. Here we go. It looks like she's looking at you, don't it? All right. God paints them so pretty. All right. And now, and oh yeah, another thing. Whenever you're drawing anything that has hair, go with the flow or hair growth pattern. That also adds to the reality. You really want to do that. That really adds to it. Alright, now all that is a shadow. What I'm going to do is go back over it with white to help blend it. Where'd the time go? Mercy. I haven't had much time with y'all today. Alright, this is lighter. And I'm going to smooth it with my finger. Oh yeah, and on your stumps and your little shading in or blending sticks, if it's a light space, you keep one for lights. If you have dark spaces, you have another one for dark. Because you talk about a mess. See, that's just for my dark spaces. I need to order some more, but I keep forgetting. I bet I'm not the only one with that problem. All right. Now, the hair goes out here. Okay. And it comes down here. And it creates an edge. Okay. So, how are we going to do that? So, we're going to take a light gray. And we're going to put a little shadow in. Because her hair well, it's kind of like we have a cowlick. There's a little ridge to it. All right. And then I'm going to put some gray here because it's a tiny bit of a shadow. Okay. And we're going to come on down here. And I'm going to put gray in here because I want it to be a little bit more shaded. It's lighter on this side than it is this side. Okay. And let's try this. All right, so... And they don't give the names to their colors with the Stabilo Carbothello pastel pencils. They give them numbers. So another tip is that keep up with the number to the color if you're about to run out. And also they rub off gently. Of course, I use my pencils a lot. And you'll want to write down the color. Like, for instance, to this one, if I can see, it is 520, unless it's 620. But anyway, my vision is not the best. But you keep up with that. All right. We're adding darker colors to this. And we're going to put a brown in it. This, it's not solid. It's just a gentle suggestion of a shadow. And it almost makes this turn a little bit more of a taupe color. It takes some of the pink out of her color. Here again, I'm just doing some contour. Whenever, oh yeah, that's another lesson. Whenever you're drawing lines in, and they curve like that, or they go with the pattern of the hair, or like, for instance, any direction, that is called contouring. All right, now I'm going to go back over it, this time with the gold. Let's see. Where are you, darling? All right. I really want a gold, but I have to keep in mind, what kind of gold do I want? Don't want a whole lot. We just want to put a little here. Just a little bit. And then we go back with the brown. All right, her hair is going this way. What time am I in? All right. Her hair is going this way. All right. And that just really, really helps. Where is my blending stump? Okay. Now, we're going to just... Now, sometimes the stumps will pick up color. But that also helps to add texture. Well, colored pencils, Teresa, there's several different types, and therefore different effects. The colored pencils like you buy for kids are just that. They're colored pencils. And they have different bases to them. This is how they are made. Now, the pastel pencils are especially created for pastel work. There's also watercolored pencils. They are made a certain way so that you can draw with them, but also go over them with the brush and water, and they will turn into, they will add to your watercolor painting. And there are many more. And I've done some research, but cannot remember everything about wax-based pencils. And you can read up on that if you want to. I should reread. So I need to remember. But I had to read and research about what I would like. And I also, and my research was like on YouTube, about, with following different creators that worked in pastels to see what they used. and what gave the effect I wanted to create. Like if I picked up a colored pencil, just because it said colored pencil, it would not perform like this. Would not. There's always, and there's another one that I purchased, polychromos, and that works on a different kind of paper. You can use it some on this, but it's not going to, you can use it on this, but in limited uses. You have to have a certain intention, okay, or desire or look that you're wanting. All right, she has some dark hair in here. And it just goes on like that. I am blending it out some. I am going to put some shading in here. Her hair goes like this. All right. And that gives you a more textured, lifelike appearance. All right. Now, if I don't want it, Now, I'll leave y'all with one last tip. Artwork is, for the most part, supposed to be viewed from a distance, not up close. So don't worry about every living, breathing detail. Listen, I really appreciate you all joining me today. And I appreciate it. Those that shared, thanks. All of you that just watched, thank you. And go watch the next presenter. And God willing, I'll see y'all next week. Bye.